Well, welcome everyone. We're so excited to have you here with us this evening. I am Cheryl Benton, and I am here with the fabulous Gabrielle Carlson, who we call Fab Gab. Hi, Gab.
Hi.
Are we so excited? I'm at home on Long Island, and Gab is in her beautiful boutique in Midtown Manhattan, which just actually reopened 2 weeks ago, right? Not even?
That's right. That's right.
I
We are
it's so
very happy to be here and open.
I know, and it's so great. And Gab actually has a couple of friends and fans in the boutique with her, and we have a couple of people live here in our broadcast studio who will be coming on. And I know we've got a lot of Gab's fans out there watching right now on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And I'm going to invite you to leave comments and we can pop them up on the screen so you can give Gab all of your best wishes because we are here tonight to celebrate Gab's. Let me just put something up here quickly right now to celebrate Gab's fabulous new at-home collection, which is her first collection that's actually going to be available online. And that's a really cool thing because whenever I bring people to New York who love to shop, which is would of course be all of my friends, one of the very first places on our tour is always a stop to visit Gab, and everybody always falls in love with what she's doing. And now everyone, and I know there are people from all over the country tuning into this tonight. So now everybody's going to get to experience Gab. So I want to tell you a little bit about the Gab I know because I actually met Gab. I think it must be 20 years ago, Gab. It's got to be close
Long
to that.
time.
It's a long time. And you actually had your studio down in the East Village then.
Right.
And I remember just walking in and being greeted by that absolutely beautiful smile. And she's very gammon like. I immediately thought Audrey Hepburn. And then I looked around and I was surrounded by the most glorious colors and fabrics. And you immediately, like you're a little kid in the candy shop, and you immediately start to go over and touch things. And then Gab starts pulling things out and says, you know, no, I don't think that would be right for you, but why don't you try on this? And the next thing you know, you're like part of Gab's magic and you're playing dress up in these glorious clothes and you're starting to experience the magic of Gab and what is really so special about her and why she has so many women who love her so much and are so devoted to her is that first of all, she truly does believe that every woman is beautiful. And when you are in her presence, you feel beautiful. It just takes over. And the wonderful thing is her whole philosophy about designing clothes that are for real women of every age, every shape, and every size, which is so unusual for designers these days. And certainly anyone over the age of 40 has experienced that. Oh my gosh, where do I go and buy clothes now? And Gab has taken all of that into account. And I just remember I remember that first time like it was yesterday. And then you start to talk to Gab and she starts telling you some of her stories. And one of my favorite stories she was telling me that day was about this woman who came in and her husband, she was divorced, her husband had left her for a much younger woman, and their daughter was getting married. And the woman was so nervous because the new wife was coming to the wedding. And Gab looked at her and said, calm down, don't worry. Clothes are the best revenge. And I always remembered that. And of course, she proceeded to dress this woman beautifully. And I remember you saying the woman came back and she said she had the most wonderful time at her daughter's wedding because she felt beautiful and she looked so beautiful in her clothes. And Gab, I'm going to toast you early right now. We are going to have a toast later because I really want to thank you for what you have done for so many women to make us feel beautiful. And we're just so excited to be here with this launch of this new collection. And one of the things that let me just find this for a second, that I want you all to understand is that, I just said Gab's only been open for 2 weeks. And like so many other businesses, especially in New York, her store has been closed down for, close to 4 months or had been. But Gab is always thinking about what she can do and really how she can help others. She's always very philanthropic. And one of the things she realized she could do, because she had a lot of leftover fabric at that time, and she had seamstresses to support, and she started making these glorious masks. Let me just give you a little look at this. They're beautiful cotton masks. They're breathable. They're in wonderful styles, colors, designs. But the other great thing about it is that she's been giving 20% of each mask to a wonderful organization that we're both involved in called Plan International, that is helping girls in developing, in developing countries around the world. So she's, also always giving back. So she was doing that all during the pandemic, and also starting to think about giving birth to this beautiful new at-home collection. So, Gab, tell us what inspired you to do at home and also to sell online for the very first time.
Well, actually, we started thinking about at home in February. And I say we because so many of the ladies that I love dressing had begun to speak about spending more time working from home, and wanting clothes that they loved as much as their dress up pieces, but they were really working from home and wanted fun things. So Harley, who's with us today, hosted an event at her house for a whole bunch of ladies to go out and um, talk about what they'd like to have. And all kinds of ideas came up. One of them was pockets, pockets, pockets. And so I began working on the at home collection post that evening at Harley's. And then I got distracted making masks, which I love doing and still do. But roundabouts June, it was time to pick up the at home again because, when Corona hit, we were at home and home and home. And having at home clothes was a real necessity. So those few pieces we'd already begun to create kind of had a natural testing.
Right. And you know what, Gab? We have a lot of people on here who are starting to leave comments. I'm just going to start to pop a couple of them up so you can see. Sylvia
Oh,
Hogue, which is so great. Let me see who else we have here. We have, oh, I know this lady, Janet Neal. Janet, hello. Happy to see you. Oh, Debbie Zip. We
oh,
love you. Oh, Lisa Peak, I think, is here too. This is so fabulous. So
wow.
we'll be bringing more. We'll be popping some of these up. So keep leaving more of your messages here because we just love them. So, Gab, I know there's one special lady though who has actually inspired you your entire life. Let me just. Oh, there was Paige too. Let's.
Hey, Paigita.
Thank you, Paige. So there's one special lady, though, I know who has actually inspired you your entire life, and that's your mom.
So, yes, Denise, aka Mamala, is I adore more than any other person in the world. And what I can tell you about her is she's a constant source of inspiration. But as far as the at home goes, this is someone who, in her later years, doesn't go to breakfast before she's put on her brows and her face and made sure that her socks matched her sweater. And then she's ready to be in the world. And I think her credo is, we choose to be alive and live life choicefully and dress for it. Although I'm quite sure she doesn't mouth all of that every day. She lives it, and I couldn't love her more for it.
Well, we just love her. And when we see her beautiful smile, now we know who you got your beautiful smiles from. This is just perfect. So, are we ready to head to the runway and show everyone what this collection's about? Are you ready, Gab?
I'm ready.
All right. hope you are all doing a little cha-cha-cha around the room with that, because I am. So we're so excited to get to see this collection, and we're going to be seeing a lot more of it live too. But as I said, we have some friends of yours who really had some special wishes tonight. Joan Pagano could not be here with us live, but she sent us this video. So here's what she has to say.
Hi, it's Joan Pagano, and I'd like to share with you my story of how Gabrielle Carlson opened up a whole new world of dressing for me. When I met Gab several years ago, I was stuck in a rut. I was wearing the same short black skirt and tailored blazer to every event I attended. I was desperate for help, but I didn't know where to turn. Discovering Gab's fabulous feminine flowing designs changed everything for me. She introduced me to colors and fabrics and a playful way of combining separates to create different looks. Now Gab has designed an at-home collection where you can also have these separates, the little crop tees and camisoles, the tunics, the little jackets, pull-on pants, slip dresses. You can have carefree dressing at home that will make you feel like $1,000,000. So go ahead, give yourself a treat.
Oh my God, takes my breath away. Just thank you, Joan Pagano. Oh my goodness me.
That was so great and so well said. So, Gab, let's take a little closer look at some of the items in your collection. And I know you have them in three parts. You have your at home, you have your Zoom, and you have your at home entertaining. So, I mean, you've really thought this all out. But I want to start off with what's really a basic to really the whole collection, which are your fabulous tees. Let's take a quick look here, because they come in such fabulous colors, fabulous fabrics. Everything about them can really be used, everywhere throughout this collection. And now we're going to go live because we've got the fabulous Brittany here on screen. So tell us a little more about these great tees. Hi, Brittany.
So, the beautiful Brittany is wearing our turquoise crop tee, and it's made of the bamboo knit. And the bamboo knit has a very huggable quality, something I missed so much in the pandemic. It's soft, it's close on the body, but not so that it shows those things you'd rather not be seen. And the crop tee is a very special piece of mine because I love layering. And as you can see, Britt is wearing it over the bias strappy tunic, a piece that no woman should be without.
I love that. And there's another piece in the at-home collection that I really adore, and that's your this classic tunic. Let me just pop that up, because I think this is really a fabulous piece. Tell us a little bit more about this piece, Gab.
So what's great about this tunic is that it's got a rollback collar and side seam pockets. And when you put it on, it somehow imparts this long, lean quality, such that some of the women who ordered this then came back and asked if they could have it as a dress because they wanted that effect to go all the way down. So here Karen's wearing it in a stretch linen, and Elise, who's with us, may treat us to a show and tell of that in the teal stretch cotton, but it's just a really fun over-the-head tunic.
And I love too, it's got pockets. It just is such a beautiful wearable piece, I think. I just really, really love it. So I know that we're all in Zoom mode these days. That's for sure. And you have come up with some wonderful pieces that are so fabulous for Zoom. And by the way, I have to say, when we were doing our little practices for this, Gab said to me, I think you have a beautiful red jacket of mine. And I realized that, and I knew exactly where it was. And this is one of Gab's fabulous jackets. It's another thing that I really love, because this has got to be about 10 years old, But Gab's clothes, they're just classics. They never go out of style. They wear so incredibly well. And until Gab said, why don't you wear that? I had never thought about this for Zoom and how great. And the color just pops. It's now my go-to Zoom outfit. And I'm wearing it with the tee. I'm also wearing it with shorts that it coordinates with and flip-flops, but that's what Zoom life is all about, right? So now let's take a look though at some of the fabulous clothes that you have in the Zoom collection.
So we once more have with us the beautiful Brittany, and she is wearing the short jacket in a stretch linen, and it has a fabulous notch collar and rollback cuff, and it has a real swing to it. So much so that we decided buttons and buttonholes upon request, we would offer it that way for fall, but for summer, we would just keep it as the swingy short jacket that is perfect for Zoom because you can bring it round you, bring it in as a shirt, but you can also just have this flow as you sort of sitting in your chair, do your Zooming.
I love that. And I also know too, Gab, that you make this jacket in the same design but in a different fabric, which
Yes.
makes it look totally different.
So
I
now
love
here
that.
I am, and I'm posing up to Brittany. I'm wearing the same shirt in a stretch cotton, which is extremely crisp. It still gives you that, wonderful. Let me just ramp up my collar and touch back my cuff and wrap myself around a little bit. The different the styles, the silhouettes lend themselves readily to the different fabrications. They're all wash and wear, but each one of them has a little bit of something. Brits has got this wonderful fluidity and swing. This has got that kind of crispness I'm always looking for because I'm not sure I have it naturally. And they just work really, really well going back and forth.
I love that. Those are beautiful. So now we have another one of Gab's big fans, and she could not be with us live today either, but she also sent in a little video, and she's my other favorite Gab, and it's
Oh,
Gabriella Contestabile, and I love pronouncing her name. And let's hear what she has to say.
When a woman wears Gabrielle Carlson design, you don't see the clothes, you see the woman. She comes towards you and she exudes this confidence, she exudes this love of life. She loves what she's wearing, she's comfortable. So the clothes are not only beautiful, but they're liberating. They take away all those filters and those restrictions. I'm wearing this jacket now because it's made from shantung. I'm the daughter of a seamstress, and she would make clothes for me in shantung. Silk shantung is a fabric you can't find very much these days. And the way it's crafted, the reflections of the colors, you see rose in here, you see gold in here. When I put it on top of a pair of jeans, a dress, or just because of the air conditioning in my home office, it lifts my spirit. I know I'm wearing a work of art. And Gabrielle's generosity extends to everything she does in her business. She has tremendous respect for the seamstresses she works with, for her team members. She's a collaborator. She also believes in sustainability, in giving back. And so often, whether it's creating masks or having an event, some of those funds would be directed to help girls in developing countries. So for me, it's a win-win. I can't wait to see this collection because I love the idea of going from room to room in something of Gabrielle's that makes me feel so good about this choice. So I cannot wait, and Gabrielle, I wish you all the luck in the world. Thank you.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, there is no one in the world like my namesake. She is innately elegant. She's got that poise. She's got that way of speaking that is just mesmerizing. You sort of catch every word. And she's the embodiment of Italian style. She's just got that that je ne sais quoi, which I appreciate is French, but that is so moving to me. Thank you, namesake.
Yeah, that was so terrific. So now let's talk about, I know what is your favorite part of the line because you are such a girly girl, and that's the at-home entertaining. And I think Brittany's going to come back and show
Oh,
us a little bit about that.
yes.
Good.
So the beautiful
Wow.
Brittany is wearing our waft shirt. It's one of the two pieces in the collection that are actually silk. Um, Again, it's got that notch collar I'm so enamored of. And of course, you can throw back the cuff. But the idea is it's just a long, easy piece. Again, worn over the bias strappy tunic or something like that. And Britt, how do you feel in that?
I feel like Audrey Hepburn, to be honest. It is the most delicate, comfortable fabric. I kid you not. And I feel like at the same time I can go to a black tie event.
Absolutely. That is so gorgeous. And that's what we love about all of your clothes, Gab. I mean, this elegance that can go from wearing something at home to a black tie event and just feeling absolutely beautiful and gorgeous and perfect in them. So that is terrific. So now there's another thing. I'm going to show you this image and then we're going to bring out Holly, because another thing that of course we adore about Gab and that we've talked about very early on is that Gab designs clothes for women of all sizes, shapes, ages. And you'll see on the left, we have Karen, who's very petite. And on the right, we have full figured Holly. And they both look absolutely gorgeous, glamorous, sexy, and are really owning these clothes in their own way. And now we're really excited because we have Holly in Gab's boutique, and she's going to come and talk to you a little bit about Gab and Gab's clothes. And you're wearing one of the fabulous Gab tees too. Gorgeous.
T-shirts. Yes, this is one of my favorites. This one has side slits and a little slit in the back, just so that it moves wherever you go. And of course, it has the wonderful 3/4 sleeve, covers a multitude of sins. And I used to say to myself when people said full figure, I wanted to get a knife and kill myself. But I have to say, in these clothes, I feel really sexy, and even as much. My boyfriend thinks I look really sexy. So, thank you, Gab. They are shaped the way they're cut. They skim over the body, and so where I stop and the movement begins doesn't much matter. So it's very exciting to wear.
Well, you look absolutely gorgeous, and we're so happy that you're here to celebrate with us today.
I'm happy.
And now we have another one of Gab's fans here, and she's actually in the studio with us, and I'm going to pop her up here to join us.
Oh my gosh.
Hi, Cheryl. How are you? Hi, Gab.
Hi, Holly.
Thank you so much for inviting me tonight. This is so much fun. When you were talking about your fabrics, I have to tell you about two of my favorites. One is what I'm wearing, which I'm going to stand up and model. This was the tunic that we turned into a dress. And it is out of a stretch cotton, which also has this wonderful color that you like. I've been in it most of the day, and I am so comfortable. I can't even tell you. It's like I wanted something that maybe wasn't slacks, just a little bit more feminine, but for at home, this is perfect. If you have people over just for drinks or something, it's just like perfect to throw on. And Gab tells me that I have the first, but I'm also going to have the second because I liked it so much that Gab is making it for me in black.
Oh, I love it.
And
I love the teal. That's gorgeous.
But yeah, teal's great for me. But one of the other things is when I tried on the t-shirts, they seem like they wouldn't, but they do. They hide a multitude of sins. And when you put them on, it feels like they are caressing your body. They are so soft and so cuddly. I can't even, it's just, they're wonderful to put on and to wear. And, if no one has ever worked with Gab before, all I can say is you are missing out, because you walk in and she takes a look at you and she just knows. Looking at you, she just knows what's right for you. And she'll say, put that on. No, put that on. And you are playing dolls, really. I mean, she's playing dolls with human beings, because you're trying on a multitude of things. And then when she says, okay, put your own clothes back on, you're like, what? I'm not trying anything else on? You want me to put my own clothes back? So it's fun. It's not only enlightening for what looks good on you, even though you think it might not, but it's really a lot of fun. And thank you, Gab, for that.
Oh my gosh, my pleasure. Really my pleasure.
Well, thank you, Elise. We're going to bring you back in just a couple of minutes for a wonderful toast to Gab. But Gab, while we have you here, we have so many people who are leaving comments. So if I can figure out how to pop some of them up on the screen, I'm going to do that, because we have so many friends of yours here.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. That's, oh my God.
Oh, and Gabriella Cortez-Tablet, thank you.
Mwah, mwah. Oh my gosh.
I think Paige Stanley, I think we missed before. Oh, what a lovely note here too.
Oh my God. Thank you, Paigita. Oh my God.
Here's some more people. Oh, there's so many people leaving fabulous comments. I can't even keep up with them. Oh, look at this from Scarlett. Oh, our friend Scarlett. Awesome.
Scarlett.
Well, there's many more, and we have so many people. I'm overwhelmed by the number of people who are watching you live right now, Gab, because so many people really love you and care about you, and we are so grateful for everything you've done for all of us. And before I invite everybody who's in the store with you and Elise back on live, I just want to give you a chance to say some closing words to everyone.
Oh my gosh. This collection could never have come to be. What I do wouldn't exist without the people that I am so privileged to know and to dress, that I'm so in love with, that come in here and inspire me every time they do. Sometimes we create new pieces together. Holly will bring colors to my mind I've never thought of and wondered where I'd been all this time when I make them. It's extraordinary to have the input of caliber women. I am so lucky and grateful to be in life with. I thank you. Just thank you from the heart.
Oh, that is so beautiful. So now I'm going to bring Elise back, and we need Brittany and we need Holly to come back in.
Oh my gosh.
And we need everyone to have a glass of champagne. I hope everyone who's watching live at home, because it is happy hour, people. So I hope we all have a glass of something to toast the fabulous Gab.
Should I go this way?
There's Holly. We need Holly here.
I'm here.
Yeah, I'll sit.
There she is.
Okay, come in.
Well, Gabrielle, here is a toast to you. We really thank you for making us all feel so beautiful, and that's because you are so beautiful inside and out. You have brought all of us so much joy, and it's so much beyond the clothes. It's about really seeing who we are inside and bringing that out of us. And for that, we all love you, and we wish you so much success with this fabulous at-home collection. It's brilliant. It really is, and we love it. So cheers.
Cheers.
Yes.
Thinking.
You know, I don't
Right.
You have to drink.
Well, and now I think we want to just thank everyone for being here and joining us here live tonight. It's so great to see so many people here.
I just wanted to get one more special thank you in, which is none of this would ever have come to be if it wasn't for our hostess with the mostess, who has created this whole thing, who has had us rehearsing with her each time a different show all day long, and it couldn't have been more fun. thank you for all you have given to this, really, and for making it happen to start with.
Oh, thank you so much. And honestly, we had so much fun rehearsing together, and it was just fun doing this. So I just had a great time. So I think we can close this out again with another look at the runway show, and we can all leave with a little cha-cha-cha or a little mambo. So have fun, everyone. Thank you for being here.
Wait, I'm slow.